Hey everyone, it's Neil from the We Need a Roads podcast, and I've just got out of seeing the 50-year anniversary edition of Jaws. Now, this is actually my first time fully seeing the film in the cinema. I was booked for a 3D screening a year or so ago, and just like the shark in the original film, it broke. By the time they got the film running again, I think it was like half an hour, 40 minutes had passed. So I was like, do you know what, I'm going to cut my losses, I'm going to catch it next year when it comes out again, which I did. What can be said about Jaws that hasn't been said already? Steven Spielberg's 1975 film literally launched event blockbuster cinema, and for many years it was the biggest box office success of all time. What many less film-obsessed people might not realise is that Jaws was on the verge of being a disaster. It went massively over budget, it overran by over 100 days from the original shoot, and the shark didn't work. And it can be argued that the film was saved in the edit by editor Verna Fields. Because she couldn't show the shark, she had to create tension using reaction shots and John Williams' now iconic music. And from a technical standpoint, this film birthed the famous Jaws shot as we know it in my generation. For earlier generations, it's a Hitchcock shot. And what that is, it's a dolly zoom. And that shot is done by the camera zooming in while tracking back at the same time to create a disorientating effect, and arguably it's never been as deployed as spectacularly in film as in Jaws. And seeing this on a big screen, there are just shots and camera angles you just don't see anymore. The fact that Spielberg did all of these shots practically, no CGI involved, remember this is 1975, it just makes it even more impressive. One thing that jumped out at me literally in this film was that famous jump scare. There's a scene where Hooper is swimming underneath a capsized ship and a severed head floats right past him. Now, I knew this scare was coming because I remember it from seeing the film multiple times and being scarred as a child. It still made everyone in the cinema absolutely shit themselves when it happened. And don't forget, Jaws really still brings it when it comes to the terms of gore in the film for a film that was made in 75. You know, you have the initial shark attack, you have the scene with the kid on the beach, you get Quint getting swallowed whole at the end of the film. Like, this film does not skimp on the gore and the violence of a shark attack. And most surprisingly, this film was given a PG certificate when it came out in 1975. It has now since been uprated to a 12A in the UK, but it's still a PG in the States. Let's talk the acting, and the single best performance of the whole film has to be Robert Shaw's USS Indianapolis story. The legend goes that Shaw was so drunk on the first day of filming for this scene, Spielberg sent him home and they tried it again the next day, where he still had a few drinks but wasn't as drunk. If you don't know the USS Indianapolis story that Quint's story is based on, look it up. It is absolutely horrifying. I mean, there's not really much more else I can say about Jaws. It's a 5-star classic for a reason. If you've never seen it, go and see it as soon as possible. And if you get the opportunity to see it in the cinema, absolutely see it on the biggest screen possible. Its power has not waned over the preceding 50 years. It's a classic.
We Needed Roads.
What are you looking at, butthead?